Nearly half of the nation's drinking water contains
Imagine this, a city surrounded by water, boasting one of the world's most advanced urban water systems, now facing a crisis.
Watery weirdness on the Hudson River in Rockland County is caught on camera.
You may not give much thought to the water your kids are drinking when they're in school.
That threatens the health of its millions of inhabitants. Yes, we're talking about New York City, your beloved Big Apple, where the water you take for granted every day has hit an all-time low in quality. It's not just about taste or clarity, it's about safety. Drinking water quality in New York City has hit an all-time low, with many considering it undrinkable. Yes, you heard it right.
The New York State Department of Health is working to add to plan certain toxic chemicals to the regulation and notification process regarding public drinking water.
NYC tap water poses dangerous and, at times, fatal threats to the health and well-being of the residents. New York's water system was once a marvel of modern engineering, with its Catskill and Delaware systems delivering pristine water to millions. But why has this debate sparked up all of a sudden? And how is it possible for one of the wealthiest and most water-surrounded cities in the country to have bad drinking water? Let's dive deeper to find out. Earlier last year, in mid-July, it was reported that 1 in 5 New Yorkers may be drinking water from lead pipes. Approximately 21% of the total population of NYC had been subjected to highly dangerous drinking water, many of whom had no idea about it. Putting that percentage into perspective, it is estimated to be more than 900,000 households. A question arises: why are lead pipes the issue? Let's get into the details. The use of lead to make water supply pipes dates back to ancient Rome. For the first time in history, the Romans used a tough yet malleable and easy to bend and work with metal called lead to make water pipes. But even they knew that lead could make you sick. After all, it is a well-known neurotoxin. According to health experts, including scientists at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the American Academy of Pediatrics, there are no safe levels of exposure to lead in humans. The material is toxic to everyone.
And these chemicals are incredibly persistent in the environment, they build up in the human body, and they've been linked to a lot of harmful health effects.
If too much of it enters our bodies either from drinking water or any other source, we can have catastrophic damage to several parts of our body that could prove to be fatal in the long run. Consuming water from New York's lead-contaminated pipes can silently inflict serious harm, potentially impairing brain and kidney functions without individuals even being aware of the insidious danger they're facing. Yes, that's how dangerous lead can be. No wonder it is getting closer to being undrinkable for all those households using lead pipes and other plumbing materials made up of lead. On top of that, lead can also interfere with the production of red blood cells that carry oxygen to all parts of our body. But no one is in more danger from lead-contaminated drinking water than infants, young children, unborn babies, and pregnant women. Lead can cause children to have lower IQs. Even more alarming is the fact that unborn babies can have lead in their bodies that they gather from their mother's bones, resulting in them being born with permanently affected brain development. Now, that is a serious problem that is constantly impacting all those New York households that are merely drinking water.
For about 3 to 4 months, we've been noticing the water's been cloudy. They've been cleaning the tanks for a couple of days. One week they clean tanks, then a month later they were cleaning tanks. So it's been really a pain in the behind.
But how does lead make it into the tap water? The simple answer to this question is through corrosion. Everyone is aware of corrosion. When water and lead pipes come into contact with each other, a chemical reaction takes place between the two. Water temperature, the age of the pipe, and its wear and tear quality lead to increased corrosion, resulting in lead in drinking water. Now, because it is not visible to the naked eye, it is impossible for a common man to tell whether their tap water contains this harmful material or not.
Every day they asking me, Mommy, when I can take a shower? Mommy, when is the water gonna be okay? Mommy, when is this gonna be normal again? It's just stressful.
Before we explore this topic further, if you are finding this video informative, do subscribe for more New York-related content. The next thing to explore was that if the authorities are aware of the presence of a highly dangerous substance in the drinking water, why is it still present? More than 60 years ago, the 5 boroughs banned lead pipes, and New York is essentially a lead-free state. However, it's the service lines that supply water mains to people's homes that contaminate the drinking water. Shockingly, it has been found out that over 40% of the entire city's service lines still contained lead. Most of them are underground, so it has been difficult for the authorities to decipher between them. And do you know which places are at the top of the list for having these service lines? Brooklyn and Manhattan. Both of these places have at least 12 to 13% confirmed lines and over 33 to 32% potential lines that are unconfirmed so far. Now, that is an alarming statistic for New York residents. Since lead-contaminated drinking water impacts children the most, much research has been done on the condition of schools, revealed how bad the drinking water in NYC schools is. The investigation, which took place in schools across New York and New Jersey, showed catastrophic results, with as many as 43% of total schools in NYC having water outlets tested beyond the recommended maximum amount for lead in drinking water. Showed catastrophic results.
Had water outlets test beyond the recommended maximum amount for lead in the drinking water. Now,
with as many as 43% of total schools in NYC having water outlets tested beyond the recommended maximum amount for lead in drinking water. Upon closer examination of the report, it was discovered that the Yonkers School District in New York City had the highest number of water outlets that tested higher than the permitted maximum level. Again, one of the major reasons why so many of the city's schools still continue to use the old water outlets is due to the majority of the school buildings being built as early as the 19th and early 20th centuries. Another concern has been the lack of federal laws with regard to testing lead in school drinking water. The states are given full autonomy over all laws and regulations related to this. The state of New York strengthened its regulations and has asked all its schools to test for lead in their drinking water every 3 years. However, as the state authorities continue to ponder, a large section of New York children are exposed to a fatal danger that can damage their brains and lead to learning disabilities and stunted physical growth. This emphasizes even more how unsafe it is for children.
It can cause brain damage. It can cause these irreversible long-term changes that can affect things such as behavior, attention, learning, the list goes on, and it's devastating.
And other vulnerable people to drink the water in New York, which is almost completely undrinkable. As the entire state continues to battle against one of the basic necessities of life, it can take years until all the pipelines are replaced and until the schools fix their water outlets. In the meantime, as responsible citizens of New York, we can limit the impact of lead and make our water more drinkable again. First things first, you have to get the drinking water tested for lead. Check the NRDC's step-by-step guidelines to see if you have such a service line. The next thing to do is to perform the test. If your tap water results do come out contaminated with lead, you can use several techniques to reduce its impact, such as letting the tap water run for 3 to 5 minutes before drinking or using it for cooking. The last thing you can do is drink cold water, as warm water is more likely to have a higher quantity of lead. Bad drinking water in New York is starting to get much needed recognition. It is hoped that it will eventually lead to lead-free drinking water that will not only be drinkable, but also safe for everyone. Are you interested in learning more about New York? Why not watch our other video about NYC? Thank you for watching.